This is Standing Watch. And now, Evangelist Norbert Link.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to our Standing Watch program. Many times, when two enemies have a mutual third enemy, then those two enemies become friends to collaborate against the third one. And that is especially true when we are dealing with prophetic events. I want to give you a few examples today. First, I'd like to read to you from the Jewish press, dated February 5. Turkish President Erdogan on Monday was the first Turkish head of state to visit the Vatican since 1959. And given the tense relations between the Pope and Turkey, some wondered how the two leaders would be able to conduct a peaceful meeting. Turns out they had nothing to worry about. They both cannot stand the fact that Israel still insists Jerusalem is its capital, and now a US president is backing them up. 3 years ago, in April 2015, Pope Francis and the Turkish leader were entangled in a fierce dispute over Turkey's refusal to accept its responsibility for the 1915 Armenian genocide. Aware that conceding responsibility for the death of 1.5 million innocent civilians would put modern Turkey's Ottoman ancestors in the same category as Nazi Germany, Stalin, Mao, and Pol Pot, Ankara denies that there even was an Armenian genocide, never mind who did it. But things have changed, you see. The article goes on to say, so to be clear, the whole Armenian genocide thing is put aside, so that everybody can concentrate on getting the Jews to give up their crazy idea about Jerusalem belonging to them. And so this is remarkable in the light of biblical prophecy telling us that ultimately Turkey will collaborate with Europe, a combination of church and state against Israel. And it will come to violent confrontations. And so we see here already the stage being set for these events. But I'd like to go further. I'd like to show you even more how the Vatican will play a very important role in all of this. Breaking Israel News wrote on February 1. Mount Zion, a site of great importance to the Jewish people, is almost entirely owned by the Vatican. Did you know that? It happens to also be a focal point of a political battle being fought, oddly enough, underground. Harry Moskow is an executive producer and writer of the ARK report, an account of his research into the location of the lost Ark of the Covenant. One segment of the documentary focuses on Mount Zion specifically, located directly west of the old city outside of the ancient walls. Moskow notes that when the Bible refers to Mount Zion, it is actually using one of the names for the Temple Mount, which is also known as Mount Moriah. Moskow contends that David's tomb is in fact located on Mount Zion. Eli Dan, who served as assistant director of an institution on Mount Zion, has witnessed what he describes as a long and complicated war with the Vatican. The Vatican fought for years to gain control of Mount Zion, Dan told Breaking Israel News. Their main interest lies in the room where the Christians believe the Last Supper was held. The previous pope promoted a political agenda that advanced the Palestinian cause because he wanted to gain control of the site. He elaborated. Then explained that King David, King Solomon, King Hezekiah, and several high priests are believed to be buried at that site. The battle going on now for Mount Zion goes much deeper he said. The battle is for the identity of the site, whether it is a Jewish religious site, a Catholic site, or whether it's simply a tourist attraction with no religious significance. Well, the Bible says that it has great religious significance. The Bible says that there's going to be a third temple built on the Temple Mount, and that ultimately a religious person called the false prophet will be sitting or standing in that temple claiming to be God. And the holy sites will have a lot to do with the idea as to why Europe, church and state, will interfere and intervene and occupy the promised land. Because also that is very clearly prophesied. For you to understand better what is going to happen and why these articles which I read to you today are really of great significance and importance, please ask for our free booklet, The Fall and Rise of the Jewish People. The Fall and Rise of the Jewish People, and also ask for this one, The 10 European Revivals of the Ancient Roman Empire, because the Bible tells us that that European power will play a dominant role very soon in the Middle East. So thank you very much for listening. This is Norbert Link for the Standing Watch program.
Standing Watch is a presentation by the Church of the Eternal God, P.O. Box 270519, San Diego, California 92198. More information is also available at our website, eternalgod.org.